Thank you very much. Okay. Uh, Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon to our friends out west. Welcome to our third webinar of the year, hosted by the Master of Financial Insurance program at the University of Toronto. Tonight's session is entitled Preparing Actuarial Leaders for What's Ahead, the MFI Graduate Experience. And please pardon my French. We're about to do. Bonne soirée tout le monde. Bienvenue à notre troisième webinaire de l'année, présenté par le programme de maîtrise en assurance financière de l'Université de Toronto. Before we begin with the introductions, here are a few reminders for the folks in the call. As usual, we will begin the session with introductions and the prepared remarks from the MFI team. We will then move into our Q&A session and leave some time at the end for networking in breakout rooms. For those of you who are interested in the ASNA webinar raffle, if you ask one question during today's Q&A and stick around for the networking, you will have your name entered into the raffle pot. You can earn one entry at each subsequent webinar by doing the same. The raffle winner will be drawn after the December webinar, and the big prize is, drumroll please, a free registration to ASNA 2027 in Montreal. As always, our presenters and the executive team would love to see your lovely faces, so if you can, please turn on your cameras and let us see the actuarial minds of tomorrow. This webinar is recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube for any of those who could not attend tonight's session. And with that out of the way, we are delighted to introduce Professor Leonard Wong as the Academic Director of the Master of Financial Insurance MFI program at the University of Toronto. A probabilist by training, Professor Wong brings a unique blend of expertise in mathematics, finance, and data science, along with extensive experience teaching in the MFI program since 2020. As academic director, he looks forward to strengthening industry and alumni partnerships, expanding opportunities for students, and building on the MFI program's distinctive interdisciplinary approach. With that, I will turn it over to our other guests, Paula, Nancy, Rongbang, and Keith for their introductions and presentation.
Thank you so much, Wyatt, and apologies that I have my camera off. It's not working well today. So thank you so much for having us today, and it's our pleasure to have you in the session today. I'm the MFI Graduate Administrator, so I deal with all the operational and academic things and also recruitment. So if you're interested, you know who to contact after the session.
My name is Nancy. Lovely to see all of you join this evening. I support the career and internship outreach for MFI students, and I'll pass it to Rongbang if you'd like to introduce yourself too.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Rongbang Liu. I'm a MFI alumni. So right now I am a model risk actuary working in Swiss Re. Thanks. I'll pass it to Keith.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Keith. I'm a current MFI student, and right now I'm doing my co-op term at Manulife in the actuarial department.
So shall I start? Okay. Yep. Thank you very much, Wyatt, for your kind introduction. Also, I'd like to thank ASNA for inviting us to host the webinar today. I also thank your organization for your service to the community, and I'm sure the students across Canada will appreciate your efforts. So today we'd like to share our experience regarding the MFI program, Masters in Financial Insurance, and how this may help students who are interested in developing a career in actuarial science. So the webinar today consists of two parts. In the first part, the MFI team will talk about the MFI program, will introduce its features, and tell you why perhaps you might consider applying to our program. And in the second part, we have our panel discussion with student and alumni. So Rongbang and Keith, who just introduced themselves, and we are happy to be able to hear their experience and see what they have to say about MFI program and its relation with the real world. Okay, so let's get started. So in short, the MFI program, MFI is a 12-month professional program. So it is a professional program that prepares students to go to the industry. So it is not an academic program for research. So it is course-based. You don't have to do a thesis. But by courses, we mean both theoretical and practical courses, as well as professional development. And the most important feature of a program, in my opinion, is that it combines three related fields, namely data science, finance, and insurance. And we have well-designed courses that look into their interactions and how they relate to the real world. Another very important feature is that a lot of our courses are taught by industry professionals. So we have a strong connection with industry in Canada and mostly in Toronto. So we have them come to interact with our student. And also our program has a paid internship so that students have a kickstart in establishing their own career upon their graduation. And because we are based in Toronto, we have a large alumni network. And as we'll see, this helps us grow our program and also our students to learn during and after graduation. So here you see a picture of the cohort from last year. And actually, my background is chosen such that you see our office from here. So if you come, you'll be working in this building. So this is MFI program at the intersection of data science, finance, and insurance. So today we'll focus a bit more on the insurance side because this is for the actual science students. But as you'll see, finance, data science, and insurance are very related. So it is good to have exposure to all these three areas. Okay, so one question students ask is, why should I consider doing a professional degree after finishing my undergraduate, right? So there are many reasons, and it is ultimately your choice. But if we were to give our own reasons, here are the reasons. So first, we think that by doing a professional program, you gain knowledge and expertise relevant to the future career. So the professional program is career-oriented. So we not only teach you interesting and deep academic stuff, we also prepare you to actually get a job and succeed in the industry. And during the master's program, you may begin to bridge theory and practice. So you may have taken many courses in different fields, and you may not see immediately why and how they are applied in practice. And by interacting with our courses and also with our industry partners, you'll see how they applied in practice and gain more insight about their relevance. Also, you gain and develop a set of skills that can be applied to various sectors. So for example, we have a lot of skills that we can offer related to finance, insurance, and data science. And even though you may want to focus on, let's say, insurance in the immediate future, these skills are relevant if, let's say, you want to switch career and also build up in your later development. And to me, what distinguishes a professional program from an academic program is that we really emphasize building professional connections. So, for example, we have Nancy and Paolo who prepare you to face practitioners, prepare you to do job searches, how to do presentations, and so on. And we also have a lot of industry events in which you interact with practitioners and tell them what you want to do and impress them so that you get more opportunities in the future. And at the same time, we offer a lot of talks that addresses current topics. So this is important for you to, stay competitive in this rapidly changing world, especially since we have big developments from AI and machine learning. Okay, so then, why do you want to come to UofT and why do you come to our Department of Statistical Sciences? So I would say two reasons. First, UofT is a good school. So for example, UofT is consistently highly ranked in various rankings. So here we show you a few of them. And the second reason is that we are based in Toronto, which is the main financial hub of Canada. So we are very close to a lot of companies. And so students here have an advantage when they want to interact with the industry and get jobs. So here we show you a few other rankings, Shanghai ranking, the EduRank ranking, and the QS ranking. So UofT consistently ranks the highest across Canada in all these rankings. And our Department of Statistical Sciences is also one of the best in North America. For example, in one recent ranking, we are top 10. And we have a lot of faculty members. Even though you may be interested in insurance and natural science, it is good to have wide exposure and see what other people are doing. And so we have a wide variety of faculty doing research in different areas. And we also have strong research networks. And we have a supportive cohort with modern facilities and seminars and so on. So what is good is that we have a lot of faculty members who regularly teach in this course, in this program. So we have 9 faculty members here who regularly teach in the MFI program. And here we highlight those who do actual science research. And here are the academic faculty members. And we also have several teaching faculty members from the industry who bring in their insights from the industry, and they teach different courses, also give seminar talks, and so on. So let us tell you a little bit about the program structure. So as I said, this is a one-year program. So it consists of 2 semesters of coursework, and then in the third term, in the summer, you do an internship. So roughly speaking, in the first semester, the students take more foundational courses that require training in quantitative methods and data science. And in the second term, the courses are more applied in nature, and they focus more on practical issues and industry insights, as well as interactions with practitioners. And in the meanwhile, we also have a lot of professional development so that you can gain your edge when you apply for jobs. So let us tell you a little bit more about that. So actually, even before the formal program starts in the fall, once you are admitted in the program, during the summer, you already have things to do. So for example, we offer 4 online refreshers that prepare them for the various courses when the program starts. And one of the reasons is that we accept students with different backgrounds. And as I said, we have finance, data science, and insurance. And not all students may be familiar with all these areas. So here we give material for students to catch up and also to consolidate the knowledge that are needed for the actual program. Okay, so in the 4 semesters, we have several courses. So again, we have 3 main areas, so finance, insurance, and data science, and different students may have different career goals. So we have some flexibility in choosing the courses. So for example, if you are interested in insurance, then you may not want to take this applied probability course, which is optional. So these are the courses in the 4th semester, and they are a bit more quantitative in nature and develop quantitative skills that you can rely on throughout your career. And in the second term, in the winter term, we have several other courses that the students can take. And for example, for insurance, we have a data-driven insurance life and P&C course that covers more applied topics. We also have a case study course. And we also have data science, machine learning, also simulation methods for finance and insurance. And these methods are all pretty relevant in practice. So apart from these, students also take some elective courses, and we have a wide selection of courses depending on the availability of our faculty member. So for example, one popular course is these derivatives for institutional investing. And apart from courses taught so conventional courses, so to speak. We also have let's say more practical courses which are taught by guest speakers. So we have a guest seminar series that touches on different topics related to the industry. And every year we have different speakers, and we also encourage students to interact with the speaker before and after the event. So, for example, we cover pensions, risk management, credit risk, sustainability, and so on. And we want to keep these topics modern and prepare our students for the future. And we also have a lot of emphasis on business and professional development, meaning that we want that our successful student will not only have the quantitative or technical skills to succeed, but also soft skills, so to speak, to be able to communicate with business people. So we have coaching on, let's say, public speaking and presentation, networking, and interview skills. And for example, resume and cover letter, we train our student right from the beginning, because this is a one-year program and time really flies. And so what students are we looking for? So we take students from a variety of background, but here are some qualifications that are advantages for our application. So first of all, our students, most of them, or if not all, have pretty strong quantitative background in statistics, mathematics, actual science, economics, and other fields. And a lot of our students have very high GPA. So this is a pretty competitive program, thanks to the success of our students. And you need to have a realistic GPA to have a chance to be admitted. And especially in today's world, we expect that students have a good experience with programming. Even though AI are not very popular, it is still important that students know the fundamentals of programming. Also, this is, as I said, a professional program, so it is good to have great communication skills. So we'll train you, of course, but it's good that you are able to communicate ideas clearly in both written and spoken English, or maybe French if you want to work in the East Coast. Also, the skill to work with in a team. So finally, you should have some interest in establishing a career in finance or insurance and data science. And with these interests, you're welcome to come to us and ask how our MFI program can help you build your career. So you can think of us as like a runway to launch your own career. So our program also offers some funding sources. So for example, we have an entrance award, so scholarships, entrance award, we have an equity award, and we have excellence award. Some of these awards are presented in our annual reception event. So these are the certificates. So students are also able to obtain additional fundings from local and international scholarships. They can also apply for TA positions, so they can teach or grade courses and gain additional experience. And most importantly, in the summer, they will do a paid internship for 16 weeks or longer, where they gain real-world experience. And in many cases, this leads to a permanent position. So, in summary, why should you choose MFI program? Why is this an attractive program for you? So first, we think that we have a very unique blend of disciplines, the 3 disciplines, and I think we are the unique program that incorporates all these in a unified fashion. And we have a highly ranked university with very good faculty members and industrial partners. We have professional development and experience through internships. And with this, we hope that our graduates will have a lot of opportunities in the future. So yeah, so this is a professional program. So we are hoping that with this, you can launch your career. Okay, so just to tell you a bit more about our professional development program. So in the fall semester, we start to train you and coach you to prepare your resume and cover letter, and as well as your whole application package. And we'll have mentorship program and networking workshop for you to help you find your internship and also your jobs. And in the winter semester, we have a lot of industry panels where you can explore different options and look at, okay, what roles may I be interested in working on? Do I want to work in risk management, or do I want to work in insurance, reinsurance, or other roles? We also do mock interviews with you so that you get hands-on experience, so that you don't get nervous in the actual interview. And in the summer, we have more events like presentation and public speaking, as well as connections with alumni, and they can also share their own experience. So here's maybe the most important thing, the internship which leads to the job. So most internship starts around May, and it is minimum 16 weeks until the end of August. So all these positions are paid, and some students, especially those who are more academically inclined, may want to choose to do a faculty research project instead, and they are also funded by the department. And at the end of the internship in the fall, the students will report and present their experience at the Graduate Expo. So this is a photo from the event. And what are some of the roles that our students get afterwards? So our students get jobs in quant finance, risk management, actuarial science, insurance, and data science. And here are some of the job titles that our graduates have. So our students have a wide variety of positions available, and I'm sure that you can find something that is suitable for you. Or maybe if you can develop a new thing, then we have a new point to add in the future. So here are some statistics. So a lot of our graduate student alumni, they stay in the GTA in Toronto area. A few of them stay in Canada, but outside of Toronto, and some, let's say, they go back to their home countries or other places. And in terms of employers, here are the top 10 industry employers. So regarding insurance companies, we have, of course, Manulife and Sun Life, and also Swiss Re. And there are some other not listed here. And building industry connection is one of our main focuses. And so throughout the year, we have a lot of industry events. So our biggest one is the fall reception, where we invite a lot of industry partners together with our current and old students, where they network and share their experience and have a good time. And we also have several information sessions with employers. We have site visits where they learn about the typical day of working in the company, guest lectures, as well as a few institute seminar series, which is a bit more academic, as well as an ASNA convention and other events. So we have a large collection of industry partners. So here you see a lot of logos, and we partner with them so they offer us internship positions. They hire our graduates, and they give seminar series and sponsor our events. So this is a growing list, and I'm sure that we will have more and more in the future. So this is So this ends my brief introduction of the MFI program. So if you have more questions, you are welcome to reach out to us. So in particular, you can write to Paula or Nancy if you have any questions about the details of a program. So thank you very much for the first part. And maybe is there any question for the first part? And we'll go to the panel discussion. Okay. I guess let's delay the Q&A part, and now let's go to the panel discussion. So today we have fortunately we have Romban and Keith who can share the experience. So Romban, would you like to introduce yourself first, and then Keith, you introduce yourself, and then we will have some questions for you, and then we have a discussion.
Hello again, thanks. So my name is Shunbang Liu. I joined MFI in 2018, and then since then I joined Swiss Re as an actuary in practice. So I've been to Swiss Re for 8 years, been to many teams. Sorry. And then been to pricing, valuation, access modeling. So my current role is a model risk actuary. So basically, we're doing model validations for the entire group, all the models that's subject to actuarial risk. And then this includes life and health and PNC, so which is kind of very exciting for me that I've been in life and health for quite long, and then now I have the exposure to a PNC side, so which is kind of exciting. Yeah, so I guess that's about me. I'll pass it to Keith.
Thanks, Rongbang. So I'm Keith Shepard. I'm a current MFI student. So I started back in September of last year. Right now, I'm at Manulife. I work on the US IFRS valuation team, where I help consolidate the quarterly results and present them to our US chief actuary for him to help sign off on. I also work on economic sensitivity analysis, earnings analysis, and I get to coordinate with a bunch of different teams, which has helped me gain a lot of exposure in the industry. I'm sure we'll talk more about our backgrounds as well during the Q&A as well. That's a little bit about me.
Yep, thanks a lot. So maybe can each of you tell us a little bit about like why did you choose the MFI program back then, and what aspects had the greatest impact on your development?
Sure, I can go first, I guess. So first of all, I guess many aspects that Leonard already mentioned. UofT is definitely one of the top university in the country and also in the globe as well. And then I was looking for a challenge that I like, so say a similar reason for taking the actual science too. So I would like to challenge problem solving, etc. So this is a quantitative degree that can explore for me to explore into many areas. So that excites me, and that's I guess for me that's the main reason that I pursue looking for a challenge and problem solving. And also exploring to different areas. So for me, my undergrad is from actual science, specialists from UofT as well. So for me, I can learn about data science, quantitative finance. So that opens more doors to, for example, risk management area, to being a quant. So those are the main reason for me.
Sure. So unlike many of you, I'm sure, I didn't do my undergrad in actuarial science. I did my undergrad in math. And I was coming out of school, I didn't have any internships in insurance companies, and I really wanted to gain more industry exposure before jumping into the job market. And when I saw the MFI program, I was really interested because not only, I mean, there are many master's programs out there, many course-based master's programs out there, but I couldn't find any like MFI where they really emphasize the industry connections and the professional development. And that was something I thought would be a good advantage for me heading into the job market, not only learning more about finance, insurance, data science, gaining that practical knowledge, but as well getting to meet people, getting to network, and also learn more about what the industry is like from their perspective. So that was why I chose the MFI program.
So Keith, maybe you can, just a follow-up question for you. So 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 you just finished our courses and you have started working in the internship. So what do you think about our courses? Are they relevant to you? And uh, does it help you like in your daily work?
Oh, absolutely. They're definitely relevant. This is my first co-op at a life insurance company. So thanks to our life contingencies course before doing my internship, I really got exposure to kind of the mathematics behind life insurance, and that was very helpful. Also, learning about machine learning and programming, that also really helped boost my technical background that helps with my internship right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Robin, how about you? It was a while ago, but your experience is still very relevant to us.
Yeah, it's been a while. Time flies. But I still remember at that time when I got my internship, I worked on a project which is very quantitative, and I have to leverage my technical skill that I learned from MFI to independently basically work out a model to model something. I'm not sure if that's confidential, but touch a little bit. It's about genetic test that's being banned in Canada and how it's going to affect costing or pricing process. So eventually, using the model that we learned and building it from the scratch. So eventually, I got a number that will be specifically included in the costing process. So from that, I definitely feel it's contributing to the costing process, so to creating value, and also I can echo the knowledge and the skills that I learned from MFI definitely apply to work.
Okay, nice. So actually, can you tell us like what is a typical day like? What is it like to be working as an actuary?
Yeah, I guess I can go first. For my current role, it's less of collaboration than more of investigating, like models, because I'm working in model validation. So the time will be using on studying the model, understand how it works, challenge the methodology behind it, check the implementation of the model, and then assess their control process, feedback loop, etc., and then talk to the model owner to understand or to align the same page, and eventually going to draft a report that'll be submitted to the senior management team that to have their aware of the results of the validation. So day-to-day work like going to be studying the model, challenge thinking, a lot of thinking actually, and then writing reports.
Mm-hmm. So this sounds like pretty exciting for you.
Yeah.
How about you, Kip? So how is it like working?
So my day to day is quite dynamic. So I work directly with the U.S. insurance lines. So every couple of days or so, we receive new life insurance claims, and we have to process them, investigate them, look for any discrepancies. And with that, what we call the experience, policyholder experience, we take that data and send it off to different teams, experience analytics, finance, modeling, to help see if their models and their databases are in sync with what we're actually seeing. And I sit in lots of meetings where we go over reserve reviews, policyholder reviews, uh, talk about any discrepancies that we find, and ultimately our work gets presented to the chief actuary. And once that gets signed off, it goes in quarterly financial statements for the company.
I think it is satisfying to see that what you do actually end up in the product of the company.
Hmm.
So so here's another question. So as we all know and we all discuss every day, AI, is changing our lives. So do you see that your profession is strongly affected by AI, and do you see what will happen in the future? And also how would how would you advise students to prepare for this change?
You want to go first, Rungbang, or do you want me to
Yeah,
go?
sure. Yes, I definitely see AI as being very helpful in work. So from my personal experience, I'm not good at writing. So I hate writing essays, editing papers. But AI helped me a lot. So basically, I just tell the AI, to structure something, and then so like a AI build a selectant, and then I basically put more meat into it, and then eventually ask AI to, proofreading, change the tone, and eventually make more formal. So those kind of things, that's I mainly used. And out of my area, I definitely believe many of my colleagues using AI to do their programming, to assess model, to understand the logic, to ask questions. Because right now the AI can have access to all our internal files and paper documentation, etc. So if you're asking, for example, a definition, you don't even have to ask your manager or your peers. You just basically ask the AI, and they can just look around and give you the answer. So yeah, I believe it's similar to how Excel cues calculator, or pen and pencil. I guess AI definitely is changing. It's a big evolution. And to how we work on a day-to-day basis. One piece of advice if I had to offer, definitely embrace the change and get on the wave and learn about AI. I believe AI is the future for actuaries as well. Get hands-on experience on using AI and leverage the AI power. That will make your work more efficient and let you focus more on actuarial stuff instead of, for example, process stuff like those kind of predefined process.
Okay.
Hmm.
Keith, how about you?
Kind of following up on that, um, there are aspects I would say where AI can definitely play a role in an actuary's job, and others where it may not be helpful at this point. Definitely, those of you who've done co-ops will know, sometimes there's a lot of grunt work involved, working with spreadsheets with millions of rows of data, and AI can definitely help since it doesn't get exhausted. Take take all that data and help you generate code, generate analytics for it. But there's also some elements of actuarial practice I find that AI won't contribute to quite yet. And that's really just the actuarial judgment side. I have meetings with my manager on a weekly basis, and she'll say to me, this claim looks a bit abnormal because from our experience, seeing these claims, this looks a little high. And right now, the AI doesn't quite have that capability of with experience generating that critical thinking to say this is something we should follow up on. And also making judgment decisions on reserving methods, how much money do we want to hold? Those are ultimately decisions that need to be signed off by a human because humans can be held accountable, but AI can't really be held accountable at this point.
Yes, I think this is a good answer. Yeah. Okay, so maybe one more question. So suppose that you want to give yourself a few years back then a piece of advice. What would you say? Keith, maybe you start first.
Well, for me, a few years is only last September, I guess, at the start of the
Mm,
podcast.
mm,
Definitely networking is super important. Job market's incredibly competitive. Uh, just talking with different actuaries doing coffee chats, it's really staggering, just even between Canada and the US, how different the market is in terms of competition for actuarial jobs. But really getting to know people, learning as much as you can. Um, I would say is really helpful because going through university, I didn't do coffee chats. I didn't have any internships. I didn't really get to meet with people in industry. So going back, I'd say focusing on that, knowing, getting to know lots of people is going to be really helpful in your career.
mhm, mhm. Right?
Yeah. So for me, I'm probably gonna put something similar. I guess technical skills and soft skills, they're equally important. So I would probably just give advice that echoing his comment there, it's more networking, approach more people, asking more questions, learn more about the industry. Um, get more internship. I didn't have any internship back in my undergrad as well, so get to talk to more people and learn what they do on day-to-day basis. Find out what I'm interested the most, and find my dream role. I guess those probably gonna be the primary, I guess, or goals or achievables back then. I guess.
I see. Sounds good. So Nancy, Paula, and maybe Hamid, do you want to ask them anything?
I think I was curious maybe in expanding on the actual certifications, sort of how did you balance doing that while completing the MFI, and what was that trajectory for Keith, maybe intended trajectory beyond? So maybe a little bit about the certifications.
Keith, do you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. So I came into the program with 2 actuarial exams. Because I didn't have this co-op experience, I thought the good way to get started would be to just write as many actuarial exams as I could. So I had 2 exams going in, but I did write an exam during the MFI program, the FAM exam. I would say in this program, definitely you'll probably want to wait till the winter semester to work on your exams because the fall semester can be quite intense. Uh, at the start, you kind of get a false sense of security, thinking, hey, they said it was going to be bad, but things seems okay. And then come October, it gets quite intense. But it's definitely doable to do exams during the program. This September, I'm going to be writing my 4th exam, so fingers crossed. Let's hope it goes well.
Good luck on your exam. I guess on my side, this is a little bit different story. So I graduated from undergrad degree in actual science. And then when I graduated from undergrad, I got 5 exams already. So back in my times, which is a while ago, we only need 5 exams to get ASA. So I was kind of very close to being an ASA, and I strategically decided to take a pause on progressing actual exams because there are so many. And for me, getting MFI is also an opportunity to explore to different industries. So my future hasn't been decided yet while I was studying there. So for me, I was taking a pause for the study progress.
I could just add one quick thing. This may come up in the Q&A, but you don't need actuarial exams to get into the program. They're helpful to have in terms of looking for jobs because they're going to give you a leg up over other candidates, but um, you don't have to have a ton of exams or even any exams coming into the program. If actuarial science, if you're not quite sure about it, if it may not be for you, it's not mandatory as part of the application process.
Mhm, mhm. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you very much. You want to say anything, Hamid?
I want to say that if you compare yourself with the other friends or colleagues in the workplace who had other programs, how MFI could help you to stand out because you have knowledge in different areas, how it helped you to be more knowledgeable or skillable comparing to other graduates.
Yeah, I think one advantage that MFI offers, we have alumni everywhere. Well, most of the places, right? So if people working in pension, quants, you name it, actuaries, risk management analyst. So yeah, so I think that's when I look back and also curious about choosing a different career path as well. So that's, I guess, one question I always ask myself, do I want to try something else? So I always have that door open for me. Sorry, kind of lost. What was your question again?
I want to know comparing to other graduate programs because MFI tries to provide different skill, educate in different areas, so you can choose different paths for your work.
Yes.
So when you are working, how you see yourself more skillable, more flexible to take different positions.
Yes. So I can name a couple examples. So one thing is when I graduated, I got 2 offers. So one is an actuary role, and the other one is risk management role. So that's one example that's and that how flexible that MFA can offer that's to pursue a different career path. So compared to other positions, I feel even for me as an actuary role, and historically I've been working in life and health industry, and right now I'm kind of stepping one foot into the PNC side already. So trying different new things that definitely MFI encouraged me learning new things, being adaptable is definitely a skill that I acquired, and very helpful in the industry as well. Because I think towards the rest of the 20, 30 years of working, keep learning, being adaptable is one of the most important things that workplace.
Nice.
Um,
Kif, you would like to? Yeah.
yeah, I would say the MFI's emphasis on kind of project-based learning, especially in the winter semester, can be quite valuable when you get into your early career and you're working on different projects, or even if you're interviewing for jobs and you get the dreaded behavioral questions of tell me about a time you worked on a project that, did something like this. And MFI really gives you those experiences. Even just talking with people, you know, as part of our life contingencies course, we worked with Access a little bit as part of our projects and talking with actuaries who say, wait, you did Access in school? Like I never saw Access until I started my career. Or even talking about, Aon Pathwise and saying, hey, we had a seminar where someone from Aon came and discussed the Pathwise program, so I'm kind of familiar with it. Getting this kind of background before you even step into a job can be really valuable and can set you apart from other students.
Great. Well, thank you both for your insights. I think let's have some time for Q&A, and we have very welcome any questions that the audience may have. So I see one question, several questions in the chat. So let's see. The first one is that in the internship, would the program allow us to extend the internship? So the internship, usually you arrange directly with the firm. So, and of course, you can extend this like after you graduate. And the ideal case is that you perhaps get a permanent possession. So I hope this answers the questions. And the second question is about, okay, does MFI help if I want to work in a financial trading company in the US instead of insurance? So the answer is definitely yes. So if a lot of students who work in quantitative finance, for example, some work in, as you said, Morgan Stanley, they also work Moody's, analytics, uh, uh, and also banks and quantitative trading firms and so on. So quantitative finance is definitely one of our main fields. And a third question, what are the fields or careers students can go to through this program? So we went through this a little bit in the talk. So we have different career paths in data science, finance, and insurance. So if you're interested, you can look at our website, and we're happy to tell you more about like typical jobs that our students get. So we have another question in the chat about what is the essential difference between the MFA program. So the MFA program is the Masters in Math Finance, also offered at UofT. It may appear that we are a little bit similar because some courses overlap, but the overlap is actually very small. And I would say the main difference is that we are much more professional in the sense of professional program than theirs. So we focus not only on the interaction among these different fields, but also develop professional skills, and we help them to gain internship experience.
Could I just add to Nancy's first question a little bit about Morgan Stanley and trading?
Yep.
So definitely there are courses in the program that can be really helpful if that's kind of your career path. In the winter semester, we take the courses that was mentioned, Derivatives for Institutional Investing, where one of our instructors worked at Scotiabank doing trading on a trading floor for 30 years. So not only can you learn about derivative pricing and how companies use derivatives to hedge risk, but you can also talk to the professor and see, how what's it like on a trading floor, and also through talks with industry professionals. There was one person worked in a consulting firm, one person worked in cryptocurrency. So it's not just for insurance. If you have other areas too, we have a finance panel as well. So there there are definitely options as well. Good luck to you applying to Morgan Stanley though, because from what I hear, those roles are very tough to get into.
Yeah, so feel free to ask if you have any questions. Wyatt, do you want to ask something?
Yeah, I had a quick question. So you guys were kind of talking about like it isn't super important necessarily to have like one specific thing that qualifies you for the programs or for things like that. Beyond a question I would like to ask people who are a little bit further along than I am, or a lot further along, is what did you do beyond like exams or beyond like co-ops or something like that to set yourself apart whenever you applied for this program, the master's program? Because I know that there are other things that people like to see, and that set people apart. And I'm curious if you guys have anything that you did that you feel like was kind of like the certain je ne sais quoi, you know?
Mhm.
Rongbang, do you wanna start or do you want me to start?
You can take it first.
I don't know if there's anything special that I did kind of just for the program, for applying for the program, but one thing that the program does require is recommendations from academic and professional um, industry professionals. And so if you're in school, one good thing to get started with is to get to know your professors and work with them maybe in doing research. Um, so kind of, and I guess it all comes back to networking, right? Just beyond building your technical skills, also developing the network so that you can show the MFI program that, hey, here are some well-regarded people that find me capable and a good fit for the program.
Yeah, probably I'm gonna echo similar stuff. So reference letter. When I was in undergrad, I was pretty shy. Even today, I'm kind of an introvert person too. So one thing is good to have the professors know you. So that's one thing, and the other one is to find. I guess for me, is to find what kind of role, what kind of job, or what kind of subject that interests you. So if you work something that you're interested into, you're gonna have actual passion, actual power, motivation to work on those kind of things.
If you allow me, Wyatt, to jump in, and thank you so much, Keith and Rombang. Um, I would say if you go to our website, you're also gonna find information of what we're looking for in the students. It's no secret. We're not hiding anything or having a magic thing, to select the students. We really want students that are a fit for the program because we want you to be comfortable in doing what you really want to do. And we're going to be having a lot of info sessions. We're going to have an open house actually in September 26th, if I remember correctly, on a Saturday. So come talk to us, We would love to talk to you, show you around, and explain a little bit more about the program and any questions and how you fit. There was a question before from Nancy asking if we would recommend someone having work experience or not to apply for the program. It really depends on each student. We have a number of students that come without work experience, that they've done a TA. We look into what you've done, if you have TA in your undergrad and so. And I would say we're gonna even you up kind of in the program and strengthen your own skills and go out with that. So yeah, so there's really no magic formula, and we want you to be part of a bigger thing of MFI because, as you can see, we don't want this to end when you finish the program. We want you to continue being involved with your an alum, like Brown Bank, because it's like a big family that we want to keep growing.
Yeah, I just want to add two, I guess, good things about MFI. One is, like Paula mentioned, the big network. So I feel this is a MFI culture, which is kind of very sweet that I've met so many people. Imagine for one cohort, we have roughly 30 people, 30 students, and we have you know, you multiply by 10, you have a big network that, you know, every year that we meet at the fall reception, the remission is the biggest event that we have each of the year, and it feels like a big gathering for a family. So that's one good culture that we have with MFI. The second thing is, it's also a surprise to me as well. So if you decide, like me, if you decide to take SOA exams and you decide to take quantitative finance track, QFI track, or the investment track, whatever they are calling it right now, MFI courses actually help you to prepare in terms of teaching the knowledge. So their exams called the quantitative finance, the first one, and it is the most difficult exam that SOA has to offer, with the passing rate of mid 30%. And thanks to you know, the courses that we have in MFI, I already learned most of the, I would say more than 70% of the knowledge about stochastic calculus, and I got 10 out of 10 for that exam. So that's you know, if you decide to take that track, that's another benefit you can get from MFI too.
Sounds good. Are there other questions? Or Nancy, Paul, do you have things to add? Like, okay. Oh yeah, thank you very much for having us today. And so MFI, I hope that you learn a bit about our program today, and I hope that, you know, you consider us as one of the possible paths in the future. We have a large community alumni network, and I hope that yeah, you will have a bright future ahead. So thank you.
Yeah. And I would add, we're going to be at ASNA in January in Montreal, so come talk to us.
Absolutely. We will totally send people your way. I just want to, on behalf of ASNA, thank everyone so much for tuning in, whether on Zoom or in the future. Hello to everyone in the future. Thank you so much to our presenters, Lender Wong, Nancy Lang, Rongbang Liu, Keith Shepard, and Hamida Mogimi. I'm so sorry about however I pronounce names. I'm so terrible. And Paula Patero from the MFI program at the University of Toronto. Your presentation was absolutely awesome. And of course, this webinar series is powered by the Canadian Institute of Actuaries. So thank you so much to the CIA. And with that, we will cut the recording here and open the breakout rooms for just a few minutes to network with our lovely panelists.